I'm O.J. Hall. I'm the principal here at East Lawrence Middle School and Middle High School, and we'd like to just take this opportunity to congratulate Martavius White on his signing with Brewton Parker College today. This is truly a testament of his hard work on the track and field as well as in the classroom and in his community, and we're super proud of him.
I'm Darius P. I'm Darius P. And I'm Martavius' god brother, and I'm just very proud of him. And he set a goal for me.
My name is Woodrow Carswell. I am Martavius' coach, and I just want to say congratulations and him to understand that hard work does pay off.
I am Micah Shaw. I am going to be Tay's new coach at Brewton Parker. Just very excited to bring him aboard.
I'm Jalen McWilliams, and I am proud of Martavius' accomplishment, and I am his friend.
I am Will Smith, the assistant track coach here at East Lawrence. Dave White has done a marvelous job this year, and throughout the time he's been at East Lawrence, and we are very proud of this accomplishment for him, and we just look for him doing great things at Brewton Parker.
I'm Jerome White, Martavius' father. I just want to give God all the glory for this day, and I just thank him so much for what he's doing in Martavius' life and continue to bless him as he goes on his journey.
I'm Tammy White, Martavius' white mother. It's just been such a blessing that what God has done in our lives, and I thank God that what he's doing in my son's life. And we always just tell him, just keep striving and just put God first and everything will fall in place.
And I'm Martavius White. And first off, I'd like to thank God. I thank my mom, my dad, my friends, my coaches, and the coach from Brewton Parker for coming down here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Pat Brock, and we are here on the campus of the East Lawrence Falcons, and we've got Martavius White, his mama, and his dad. He is signing a track scholarship to Brewton Parker College in Mount Vernon, Georgia. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Now, listen, you don't seem excited, but we know that on the inside, you're quite excited, right?
I am.
Now, listen, Martavius, can I call you Tay?
Yes, ma'am.
At least that's what everybody else calls him, right?
Yes.
Tell everyone out there about your career in athletics and your experience here at East Lawrence, okay?
Okay. Well, it started in the 8th grade when my brother Ben told me he asked me, can I run track? I was like, I don't know, I don't think I should do it. And then he told me to come out there, so I came out there, and then I was pretty tired, I was hurting, so I didn't want to come back out there. I think I missed one practice because Coach Smith. So then I got in 9th grade. I still couldn't run. I was the slowest person. I got in 10th grade. It's kind of the same, basically just there for the fun of it.
Right.
Then my 11th grade year, I kind of came out. Coach Smith always said I was going to be the dark horse of the team. So then I started shining in my 11th grade year. I got 5th in the 200, or 4x1 came in 2nd. We set a new school record of 42.4.
Nice.
And then my 12th grade year, I got 2nd in the 200, 5th in the 100, 8th in triple jump, and our 4x1 got 3rd.
Now, wait a minute. I want to make sure that we're clear. This is for state, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you push that out. I mean, this wasn't a down-home track meet, okay? So you make sure that you do expound upon these accomplishments, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And for my awards, I received the Charles Edward Turner Award this year.
Yes.
And last year, I received the best sprinter, the best field event, and we had got some trophies for the 4x1 for breaking the record for the school.
So let's see. So let's just say this here. So when you first started in 8th grade, it took you a few years to get your grip on
Yes,
on the track. Very good. All right, now, Mom. Now, we know mamas are excited. We have different feelings and emotions that we're having.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about what you're feeling today?
Well, we're excited for him, and I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And gonna miss him from home every day.
Yeah.
So we're just excited. We just thank God for all the blessings that He have bestowed upon us.
Amen. And you know, Mom, I mean, students cannot be student athletes without that support system from home.
Yes.
So you tell us about what all you have done to help push your son to excellence.
Oh my God, I have like a drawer full of T-shirts made with all his name.
Yeah.
Every time we went to another track meet, I have a new shirt made. Facebook page is just lit up with Tay. I send out texts and everything that he does. And the church does a wonderful job. Our pastor, Carlos Jones, and First Lady Nitra Jones, they do a good job with all the kids also.
And you know, and their daughter Carlandra signed a scholarship as
to
well.
Savannah.
That's right. Very good. All right, Dad. We know that you cannot wait to share with us. Dad, what are your feelings today? And tell us about what you're feeling and your excitement for your son.
I just want to, give God all the praise. I just want to give East Lawrence a big shout out for, all that they have done for him, and I thank the coaches for pushing him. And he used to come home all the time. I mean, he used to come home so tired sometimes he'd just cry his little self to sleep because he was like, Coach, them pushed me so hard today, Dad. I'm like, well, it's going to make up for your good. That's a good thing that they push you hard because today is the reason why they push you so hard. And I just want to thank God for all that they've done. And, I just want to give a shout out to, the coach from Brewton. I just want to thank my pastor, my first lady for all the love and kindness and all the things that my pastor has invited me to and showed me, how to get to this point, including the coaches, because, my pastor is a coach also.
That's
so
right.
I just want to thank all the coaches. I like to thank my wife, for us tugging between him and, you don't be so hard on him, but, I just want to give God all the glory on this day.
Amen. Amen. Well said, and it's very important, let's say this to the coaches. Of course, we're going to get to talk to the coaches in a little bit. For the coach to have a tight relationship with the player, if they push them, it's for their good.
Yes.
And they want only the best for them. And so now, Mom, you got to get ready for them to leave, right? And it's not too far.
No.
It's not too far. And so what words of encouragement do you want to give your son, because you train your child up in the way that they should go? What words of encouragement would you like to give to Tay?
Just continue to keep God first and do what he's been doing now, because he's a good child. We always we teach him right. He know get up, pray. He know everything that we teach him about prayer, and he knows. I mean, his dad been a deacon, his mama Sunday school teacher, so he knows.
Yes, he does. And you're going to a private Christian school, so there is a standard that your family does teach you and expect you to live by, the biblical principles as well. And we're just sure that he's going to do that.
Yes.
Or are you going to do a drive-by?
Both.
Dad, give some encouraging words to your son, because as a man, you want to train him and teach him to be responsible. What words you want to give him?
As I always tell him, I always tell him, keep God first. Anything is possible. Not just some things, but all things are possible with God. And just remember the words that his dad, the conversations that we done had, over the times that his mama ain't talking, so, she tell him the baby stuff, but I tell him the father hard stuff. So, I just want him to encourage him that this is just the start of your future, and it's going to be a good ride for you.
That's right, that's right. Well, Tay, of course your mamas, we do baby you. We try not to, but we can't help it. Your parents have said these words to you. Please give them words, starting with your mama, because you have to think back to not just from this point here, but even before that, words to thank them for what they've done for you.
Well, I really do thank my mom because she showed me a lot of love. She fussed at me here now and then about it, education and all that. But I really do thank her for that. I thank her for all them long nights we fussed and cried to each other, but I really do love her and I thank her for everything.
Very good. All right.
And I'd like to thank you too, and I love you in a fatherly way, man. And all the nights me and Mom did for us, you stopped it. And then you was on both our sides, but thank you, man.
Well, listen, we thank you. Thank you for raising such an outstanding young man. The future is very bright for him, and we can say to you both, well done. Well done. All right, these are the parents, ladies and gentlemen, of Mr. Martavius White.
Mid-State Pools and Spas knows pools, in-ground pools to above-ground pools. Mid-State Pools and Spas has over 35 years in the industry, building more than 3,000 pools. Now, we build all our own pools, never subcontracting the work out. So if you're ready to build a pool, renovate a pool, or you need weekly maintenance or liner replacement with a full 20-year warranty, call the professionals at Mid-State Pools and Spas. Visit our showroom today at 2273 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin and see the new line of Marquee Spas. For the ultimate in hot tub experiences, choose Marquee Spas. Also see our new selection of casual patio furniture available now at our showroom, Mid-State Pools and Spas, where we know pools.
I was able to find class times for my welding and joining classes that worked for me, and my tuition was free. I get to train on state-of-the-art equipment, and my instructors are experts in their field. Getting started was easy, and by the time I graduate, I'll already be connected with companies that need my skills.
Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Get ready. Your career starts here.
All right, we've got the head track coach as well as the assistant coach with us. We've got Coach Woodrow Carswell, or we like to say Sewell. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing very well. Now, Coach, you guys have really led an outstanding group of young men. Tell us about how your season went to this year and how Tay, what part he played in that, okay?
This season was one of mixed emotions. We didn't do as well as we wanted to, but we accomplished much. Tay was one of those young men who read it well. When it came down to region, you know, he showed up.
Yeah.
And he gave it his best shot, and you know, it was just, and it was the seniors, and he's one of those seniors. Leadership just all the way accomplished.
Yeah.
After the regular season were the seniors, and we did have a 10th grader as a part of that also, but the seniors showed up and showed great leadership.
And you know, just a little while ago, we heard his dad really praising you all for how you've worked with Tay through the years. And tell us in what you would say how he has improved through those years.
When Tay came to the track team in high school, 9th grade, it was sad.
You know what? This is the truth serum here. Y'all have been drinking the truth serum because y'all are just telling on him the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, he was okay. It was rough. Go ahead.
But he was a young man that simply didn't give up.
Right.
You know, he his early years, his first 9th or 10th grade year, you know, he was trying. You know, you had to make a time to be a part of the relay teams. You had to make a time to run the 100 or 200, and he didn't quite make the times. Yeah. But what I like about him, he never gave up. He was right back the next year. He was right back the next year trying again. And so finally, his turn came. His junior year, his turn came, and he just took hold of it and ran with it.
There you go. I mean, that's a testament, because for every athlete out there that has that aspiration to do well, to improve, to get to the point where you can get a college scholarship, I mean, you are a testament, Tay. You really are. So it doesn't matter. We know that he's saying that how you first started was rough, right? It was rough. You cried a little, like your daddy said. But look where you are today. Look where you are today. So all of that not giving up, is why you're where you are today. Coach Will Smith, talk to us if you would.
Met Martavius when he came to the high school level, and I can tell you this is one fine young man. I've enjoyed coaching him. They call me the drill instructor, and I can tell you all the things he said about going home hurting and in pain. This is the day, the reason why he hurt and all the pain. He had to go through all that to get to this point. And very pleased with his work ethic. I think Brewton Parker is getting a fine young man, first and foremost, and then an outstanding athlete. And that's one of the biggest things we always preach, is that we want to make sure we surround ourselves with student athletes. Fine young man, has great character and good workmanship. I think it's going to pay off even further going forward with Brewton Parker. Just challenge the coach to push him even more than I pushed him, and he won't have any complaints.
There you go. There you
know.
go. That's good. And Tay, now working with these two coaches, if you would, tell us what that experience has been like for you.
It's great and it's terrible at the same time. Just sometimes they say it's gonna be a light workout. It ends up not being that light. It's like my dad said, I go home crying sometimes because I can't walk. It hurts. And then Coach Smith doesn't make it any better. He telling you got a cramp. He said he got one too. It don't really doesn't help.
Yeah.
So.
But you know what? The good thing, though, coaches, is that you pushed him at this level so that he can go to the next level and already have that mindset to work hard.
Oh, yes.
And so let's ask you guys individually, what are some of the attributes are needed for an athlete to be able to progress in their careers for college?
The first one is commitment, and the willingness to work hard, and the willingness to always seek something greater, and just don't be satisfied with where you are today, but seek something greater. And each day that you should be better than the day before.
That's right.
Just working hard.
Amen. That's right. All right, Coach Smith, in your words?
I would say self-discipline. You can't wait on anyone else to push you. And I noticed that in Tay, his junior year when he came back out. I would watch him out there on the track after we had a state champion in the 100 meters, and he came out and started working on his own. And I kept watching him. I told Coach Coswell, I said, that's going to be the one next year. And I knew we had some other parts from the previous year, but I noticed that he was going to be the one that really stepped up, and he did.
Now, Tay, I mean, for you to have this type work ethic, this drive that you have, where does it come from? And what on the inside of you pushes you to keep at it?
I just think about like my mom, my dad, like they really want me to work, want me to get far in life. And sometimes like when I wake up, I just want to run. Like I feel like running and just working to get myself better.
And, you know, as you hear your coaches saying the things that they're saying about you, I'm sure it reminds you of those times, the good, the great, and the terrible times, right? And so what would you like to say to the coaches as you transition from their tutorship into another coach?
First, I just like to thank them, thank both of them for all the work they made us do. And I love them, you know, from a athlete to a coach.
And an athletic love.
Athletic love. But I really do thank them, though.
Yeah, very good. Well, coaches, we appreciate you. We appreciate coaches like you who don't let the students or let the athlete give up. You push them to the limit and past the limit because you know what their potential is. Thank you guys so much. Coach Woodrow Carswell and Coach Will Smith. Thank you both. It is a privilege and a pleasure to meet Coach Micah Shaw of the Brewton Parker Barons. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to Dublin.
Thank you.
Now, Coach, listen, we know that you hail from Indiana. If you would tell us about your career and tell us about your athletics and then moving into the realm of coaching, if you would.
Sure. Well, I actually grew up as a soccer kid my whole life. I played soccer. And then in high school, I tried track and field. Loved it. Started in the 800. Wasn't for me. I ended up doing the hurdles, which sounds a little crazy, but I did it. And I loved it. And then I got recruited to go run in college. Became an All-American in college in the hurdles.
Nice.
And then the next 4 years after I graduated, I coached at the college I graduated from, which was Indiana Wesleyan University. And coached a number of national qualifiers, multiple national champions, specifically within the hurdles and sprints areas.
Very nice. Now, Coach, how was it for you to transition from being that athlete to actually coaching those athletes?
It was interesting because I was coaching at the same place that I graduated from, so a lot of my teammates were now my athletes. So that was interesting. But over time, it got a little bit easier. They started to trust me a little bit more once they saw some progress and some results. So
very good, very good. So listen, you tell us what put your eye on this guy over here to our right.
Well, I think his speed speaks for itself. He's got a tremendous amount of talent. But more than that, just in the interview process here today, it's just awesome to hear the kind of young man he is.
That's right.
And the character that he has, and the family he comes from. Those are things that we value as an institution. Those are things you look for as a coach.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, Tay, what are your expectations about college? I mean, we always, before you have that kind of, I'm going to do my research. This is what I hear happens in college. This is what I hear that athletes go through playing a college sport. What are your expectations and what things do you think you have to work on to prepare you for Brewton Parker?
Well, all I have to do is stay focused and you know, it's a bigger step because it's college now. It's not high school, so take a bigger. It's like a bigger step, and just focus more. That's it.
There you go. And you know, Coach, you talk about the drive you need and have to be focused. And so the characteristics that he does possess, what things that you say that stood out too about him that were not necessarily on the track and field?
Well, I think just the element of him taking his faith seriously. I think his parents have instilled that into him, and that's a huge part in developing character, I think, from a biblical standpoint. And that's, being a Christian institution, that's something that's really important to us and something we value. And I think that translates into athletics very well. It makes you hold yourself accountable. You're very disciplined, things like that. So those are some things that I think are very valuable that he possesses. So that'll be great going forward.
And now listen, you know, every institution would have a mission statement, okay? And so if you would tell this coach right here what you plan to commit to as one of his tracksters, tell him right now if you would.
I'll probably commit to everything he tells me to do, or like if he wants me to do something crazy, sounds crazy, I'll do it. And I just try to be the best I can be.
There you go. And listen, I have 2 family members. My sisters play basketball down there with Lady Barons. We used to love to go down there and watch them play, and so we definitely support. So we look forward to hearing a report from him, okay?
All right.
I mean, really, you're going to have to give us the goods on how he does. If he cries, you can admit it. But listen, Coach, we're trusting him in your hands to lead him, not just as an athlete, but spiritually to lead him to his next journey. We're trusting and believing that you can do that.
Definitely. And I'm excited to bring him aboard. I think he's, again, just a great young man with a good head on his shoulders. And I think that he's going to fit in really well with the guys that we've got on the team. And I look forward to the next 4 years with him.
Very good. All right. You heard it from him. You heard his expectations from you, what he expects from you, and what you plan to give him, which is everything.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Pleasure meeting you. Coach Micah Shaw, ladies and gentlemen, the Barons track coach, Brewton Parker. Of course, this day would not be complete without us getting a few words from his friends right here. I'd like to call them the Braces brothers. Jalen. All right, talk to us. How long have you guys known each other? And tell us about what that relationship has been as friends as well as athletes.
I've known Tay since 6th grade, and we didn't really talk that much. Like, I mean,
in the 6th grade, you didn't talk much.
He was in 8th grade, and you know, I mean, we knew each other, but I mean, we say what's up whenever we saw each other, and then like, when I got to high school, that's when we really started talking, and that's when we became friends.
And so, how well do you two work together as athletes?
Good. We push each other.
Very good, very good. All right, now Darius Peed, talk to us a little bit. Now you're a god brother as well.
Oh, yes,
all right, talk to us.
I know Martavius. Like I started knowing him ever since like middle school and everything. You know, be on scout defense together, talking.
Yeah.
And so, and then next thing you know, I went over his house one day and I met his mom and like his dad and everything, and we became like really close and everything.
Yeah. That's good.
So,
that's good.
Yeah.
Now, Tay, as you hear them talking about your relationship, how do you see these two guys?
I see them. They great friends when they want to be. And
this is a truth show. This show is all about the truth, babe.
But they all right, you know. We push each other, talk junk to each other, make each other better.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. And you know, fellas, when you know, this guy's getting ready to go off to college, you know, and play a sport that it's a pretty cool thing. Now, you tell us, I mean, what are your feelings for him right now? I mean, we know you're proud of him, but give him some kind of words, you know, to encourage him.
To, like, stay on the right path.
That's correct.
And not to let, like, evil things, like, come to him. Like.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. What about you?
Always put God first and everything, and do your best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all gonna have to be doing this. You're gonna have to be doing this without him next year. Now, listen. How important is it for you to have the support from your friends for something like this?
It's important to me because like it makes me do better. Like. So.
Yeah. I mean, and you guys push one another too, so that's going to be good. So with him gone, you're going to have to still push him. Check on him, go to those, you know, meets and encourage him in that way too. We're glad to have both of you here with us today to kind of share in this momentous occasion for Tay, and we're proud of you guys as well, okay? Thank you. This is Jalen, ladies and gentlemen, and Darius peed.